What's up YouTube? Capital G here. Got some impressive Blue Eyes duels for you guys to check out. I think that even still to this day, Blue Eyes is the deck that I get by far the most amount of emails with because it's just an insanely popular deck. Either somebody will be playing Blue Eyes and saying, hey Cap, look at this spicy play, or they'll be dueling against Blue Eyes. It is, again, one of the most popular decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! And this guy is running more of a traditional Blue Eyes build. There is a Needle Fiber in here, but for the most part, this is not like a Guard Dragon duel. I've seen so many of those Guard Dragon duels where, you know, you can do some spicy pop-offs with basically every dragon deck, but the plays are incredibly repetitive, so I'm not really featuring them all that much, although they are incredibly effective. Looks like he's playing against the Dino Wrestler, shoutouts to Go, and he is using some of the just regular basic dinosaur cards that we see. Let's see exactly what is going to happen, and Dino Wrestler is maybe with that hand, might not want to go second. Now this is some really old school Blue Eyes stuff. So he summons Maiden of the Eyes with Blue. Now this card is as old as dirt, but he's actually going to use his Mausoleum of the White to target her, and this is good because it gets you a Blue Eyes from your deck. Such a basic play that Blue Eyes players have never really used. I still feel like it's pretty good because on your next turn you still get your you still can use your Maiden to defend yourself, which is pretty good. Now he has Needle Fiber on board. He actually gets Glow Up Bulb. I was wondering what that was going to be used with, but he's actually going to synchro a couple of times, and then he has Cloud Castle, and he's doing this so he can bust out True King of All Calamities, which I really never see used in Blue Eyes White Dragon, but that is an excellent stun card. And you can see right here, because his White Stone of the Ancients is going to get him another card. He actually ends with a pretty good board. He did overall go +1 in the turn, and if you look at his board, he said he has an attack negator with the Linkuriboh, and then obviously he can stun his monsters or his opponent's monsters with the True King of All Calamities. So I think that that's definitely more stunning than, you know, most Blue Eyes players will put on the board turn one. That's actually one of the biggest problems with Blue Eyes. You see his opponent summons Oviraptor, says, oh crap, I can't use Oviraptor's effect. I'm probably gonna get gamed here. And he uses the Maiden once again, targets her. That means he can get a Blue Eyes, and yeah, he's about to get gamed, but that was actually a pretty cool play. Now again, it did require him to use Needle Fiber, so it won't translate perfectly to the TCG, but I think it was very simple yet effective. Now the second duel is going to be a little different. It's going to be a little all over the place. You can see right there it says crazy ending, and it's going to have one heck of a crazy ending. For you Yu-Gi-Oh! DM fans, I think you're definitely going to like this duel, although there is going to be an OCG only card used in this duel. Don't let that ruin your experience. So trade-in's going to be hit with Ash Blossom. Sage with Eyes of Blue is going to be traded in for a Linkuriboh just to possibly stop an attack. No point in keeping Sage on the field. You might as well convert it into a Linkuriboh. It's already paid for itself, and you can see his opponent already has access to Sold, Malicious. He can do whatever. He can go for Gumblar. He is playing the Legendary Knights, and these are going to make a big impact in this duel. Full Weave mode. I definitely like it. He has the Malicious action going. Summon Sorceress. I don't believe there is going to be a Topologic Gumblar Dragon. I think that's the end of his link climbing. He's going to go for Queen Dragon Jin, which you usually don't see, and now he's actually starting to I was going to say Synchro. He's actually starting to fusion summon for the Red Eye Slash Dragons, but he says, you know what, Cap, as much as I like one Red Eye Slash Dragon, how about we just make a couple more Red Eye Slash Dragons after making that Sir Use Skull Dread. This is the ban card, Digusto Emerald. I'm still mad at this card did not deserve to be banned. Like, real talk, I understand the loops, but in a vacuum, it doesn't actually deserve to be banned in my opinion. That's going to bring back his Red Eyes. He goes for a second Slash Dragon. That's pretty cool. Goes for Sword of the Deep-Seated, and now he's going to start activating those Slash Dragon effects. Now his opponent's like, whoa, I better use this Linkuriboh before I get OTK'd, just so I can make sure I don't take any damage. And this is actually incredible because, if you've seen Yu-Gi-Oh! DM, one of my favorite parts is Waking the Dragons. My man has all three Legendary Knights. He has Tamias, he has Cratias, and he has Hermos. And I have to ask you guys a question. What is more powerful? The three Legendary Knights that were able to defeat Darts and save the world? The three Legendary Knights who defined the entire Waking the Dragon season? Or one random Xyz Boy? Because that card might actually make an impact. Although, not going to tell you what that Xyz Boy is. He's not able to game his opponent because of the Linkuriboh. And you can see he has a super stack field. It's a stupid stack field and a super stack field. But as long as Blue Eyes can get a couple of Blue Eyes on field, and he's not just going to get a couple of them on field, he's going to get like 3 of them. He's going back to the Mausoleum of the White play that he did in the other duel. That means he can get a couple of Blue Eyes on field. Obviously, he activates Return of the Dragon Lords. And now, check this out. No one saw this coming. Poor old Thunder and Dragon. Nobody plays you anymore, but when they actually summon you, you can do all the work. This card is basically like Judgment Dragon. It says once per turn you can detach one extreme material, destroy all other monsters on the field, except, well, you don't destroy that card. It's not quite as good as JD because it doesn't blow up like, you know, spells and traps, but if it has equipped spells on the field, then they will be blown up and everything is gone. His opponent Swiftly Scoop says, you know what, I can't compete. I had all 3 legendary dragons and I lost to a random Xyz that everybody forgot about. I want to say, I don't know what Zexal pack. Usually I'm pretty good about knowing these obscure cards, like what booster sets they came out. I know this is probably a Zexal card, but I'm almost certain that I pulled this. If I was going to you know what, I'm just gonna guess Primal Origin. Yeah, somewhere around there. I'm thinking maybe, now if it came out in Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy, that set was all like Dragon Rulers and Prophecy, it would have been a rank 7. I'm just gonna say Galactic, or maybe Galactic Overlord. That could have been an option too. Anyways, let me pause for one quick second and show you guys what the deck looks like. All right, so this is what the deck looks like on paper. This is like, I hate to say old school, but you know, I guess pure is like a better way to phrase it. This is like the most purest of Blue Eyes builds that I've seen. There is absolutely nothing really teched in here, and you know, some of the old Blue Eyes cards that never really took off, such as Mausoleum of the White, and I think this is Sage with Eyes of Blue. No, Master with Eyes of Blue. Sage is, I'm crazy. Sage is this guy right here. But even, yeah, some of these cards like Mausoleum and Master, cards that didn't really catch on all that hard, he is running, and Mausoleum is used at 3 here. I wonder if it's necessary to play 3 Terraforming, because I don't know, it feels like that might be kind of bricky, but I guess if you're playing Blue Eyes, you can always kind of discard extra cards, like extra copies, because Blue Eyes is always going to run 3 copies of Melody of the Awakening Dragon, and that requires a discard, so, you know, an easy way of getting it out of your hand. I guess you could even say the same thing to a lesser extent about something like Twin Twister. No, not even to a lesser extent, because yeah, Twin Twister is another card that you can just like pitch. But yeah, this is pretty much as pure as you're going to get for Blue Eyes, and because of that, kind of feel like I don't really need to explain all that much. I mean, I guess if you're going first, your best stun option is probably True King of all Calamities, and Glow Up Bulb is in here just for like the synchro plays as like another level 1 monster. You can summon it from 1 for 1, or you can actually just normal summon it, so it's like a good play. But because of that, you know, you got Link Karibo in here, and Needle Fiber obviously allows for some pretty explosive plays, and yeah, the rest of these are just kind of like big dragon extra deck monsters, or Cloud Castle that lets you summon a big dragon extra deck monster back from your graveyard.